This is the Tamobyke V29 Pro, a moped-style electric bike with a long-ribbed bench seat, fat 20-inch tires, a chunky dual-suspension frame, and a matte black, moto-inspired silhouette that looks like a mini dirt bike more than a traditional bicycle. The stance is low and muscular. The wheels are wide, and the whole package feels substantial. It's built on a carbon steel frame with aluminum wheels, full suspension, and hydraulic disc brakes, and it ships mostly assembled, so I was up and rolling quickly. It's on the heavier side for an e-bike, and you can feel that when you move it around by hand, but once the motor kicks in, the weight becomes part of the planted, confident feel at neighborhood speeds. Key features the brand highlights are a 1500-watt brushless motor, dual 48-volt 15.6 Ah removable batteries for a combined 31.2 Ah, a Shimano 7-speed drivetrain, and a bright H6C color display with 5 riding modes. If you're new to e-bikes, pedal assist means the motor helps each pedal stroke so you go farther with less effort. Throttle mode moves the bike with a twist grip, no pedaling needed, and cruise mode keeps a set speed once you've held the throttle steady for a bit. The batteries are UL certified and managed by a BMS, which stands for Battery Management System. That's the electronics that protect the pack from overcharging, overheating, and short circuits. IPX5 water resistance means it handles light rain and splashes, but I avoid riding through deep puddles or leaving it in a downpour. The brakes are hydraulic, which use fluid instead of a cable to clamp the rotors, giving smoother, stronger stopping with lighter lever pressure. From my experience, the motor delivers the kind of torque that makes quick starts fun and steep neighborhood hills feel easy. I could roll up 15–18% grades without hunting for a lower gear. On mixed urban routes with stop-and-go traffic, the throttle response felt smooth and predictable. The company claims up to 35 miles per hour, and I want to be straight about what I saw. On flat roads with a full charge, my GPS showed a consistent top speed around 27 to 28 miles per hour. As the battery dropped a bar, the speed settled closer to 26 miles per hour. I've seen other riders report different numbers, and I believe some bikes ship with different controller settings, but I can only speak to what I measured. In my opinion, the realistic top end on my unit is the high 20s, and that's still plenty fast for a compact fat tire chassis like this. The way it handles depends on how you ride it. At low to moderate speeds, it's playful and easy to thread through side streets, parks, and bike paths. The fat tires soak up rough pavement, the dual suspension takes the sting out of cracks and curbs, and the long banana saddle lets me shift my position to stay comfortable. That long banana saddle is great for sliding forward when I want more control or moving back to stretch out on longer rides. The Shimano 7-speed is basic, but useful when I want to add some pedaling effort to extend range or keep the motor in its sweet spot. When I pushed into higher speeds, the story changed. Above about 25 miles per hour, I felt a wiggle in the front that required a firm two-handed grip. Some call this a wobble, and it's not unusual with small diameter wheels and wide, soft tires. The geometry that makes it nimble at low speeds can feel busy when the pace picks up. I don't ride one-handed at those speeds, and I keep my weight centered and my arms relaxed to stabilize the front end. If your goal is sustained high-speed cruising, this chassis isn't my favorite place to do it. If your goal is quick bursts and lively city riding under that threshold, it shines. Let's talk batteries and range because that's a huge draw here. 2 removable 48-volt 15.6 Ah packs give a combined 31.2 Ah. And that's a big number for an e-bike. With pure throttle and a spirited pace, I saw 30 to 40 miles before I wanted to find a charger. With pedal assist and a calmer pace, 40 to 55 miles felt realistic. I also learned that the battery gauge on the display can dip fast under heavy load and then bounce back when I ease off, so I rely more on miles ridden and how I'm riding than chasing the bars. Charging the packs off the bike is easy, and I like the flexibility to leave one on the charger and take the other out for errands. The display is bright and readable, and I like seeing speed, battery, and trip info at a glance. I did get bugged by how quickly cruise control engages if I hold the throttle steady around the same speed. It kicks in sooner than I prefer. You can adapt to it, but for me, it's not a must-have. The controls are straightforward, and the learning curve for the PAS levels is short. PAS 1 to 2 is where I spend most of my time if I'm planning a long ride. PAS 3 to 5 turns it into a quick commuter that jumps off lights and keeps up with urban flow. Braking is strong and confident-inspiring. Hydraulic setups help with control on steep downhills or in wet conditions, and lever feel stays consistent. On a heavier, torquier e-bike, good brakes aren't optional. I did notice that the stock pads wear faster than I expected, which lines up with what others have said. The brand includes a spare set, and that's a hint you'll be doing pad changes early. I also did a quick rotor check out of the box to make sure nothing got nudged in transit. Little things like truing a rotor or adjusting the caliper are part of owning a direct-to-consumer e-bike, and if you don't want a wrench, I'd budget for a local shop to do a safety tune. As for comfort, the long seat is a win. The riding position is relaxed, and the suspension keeps me fresher on rough routes. The padding feels plush at first and a bit firm after about an hour, so for extra long outings, I might add a gel cover. The bars are wide and give good leverage, which helps keep the front end composed on choppy surfaces. The bike's heft is a trade-off. It feels planted on gravel and broken pavement, but it's not fun to carry upstairs. If you need to lift it regularly, plan for a ramp or ground-level storage. Build quality on my unit was solid overall, with clean welds and tidy cable runs. I've seen reports of mixed experiences with out-of-box alignment and small parts missing on other units. Mine arrived 90% assembled and started up cleanly. I torqued the axle nuts, checked headset play, and re-greased the pedals during setup. That took less than an hour and made me more confident on the first ride. The 1-year component warranty is standard for this price range, and it's good to register and document any issues right away so support can help faster. It's perfect for riders who want strong acceleration, a long real-world range with 2 batteries, and a moto-style look in a package that doesn't cost as much as a dealer-backed brand. I think of it as a flexible commuter and joyride machine for streets, bike lanes, hard-packed trails, and the kinds of shortcuts fat tires love. If you're comfortable doing basic maintenance, it delivers a lot of value. If you prefer a hands-off ownership experience with white glove service, this might not be your best match. From my experience, the most honest way to approach this bike is to treat the spec sheet as the ceiling and your daily rides as the truth. The motor is legitimately punchy, the batteries are large and convenient, the brakes are up to the job, the geometry favors fun and agility over high-speed stability, the display is helpful, though the battery bars are more of a rough guide than a fuel gauge, the cruise control engages faster than I like, the seat is versatile if not all-day soft. These aren't deal breakers for me, they're just the real shape of the ride. I'd recommend this for riders who want powerful, moped-style e-bike for city riding and weekend exploring, who plan to cruise under the high 20s most of the time, and who appreciate the freedom of dual batteries for long days out. If you're heavier on throttle and lighter on pedaling, expect a very usable 30 to 40 miles. If you love pedal assist and smooth pacing, you can stretch it much farther. If you're chasing a locked-in 30-plus mile-per-hour cruiser, I'd look at platforms with larger wheels or geometry tuned for that speed. A few quick notes for newcomers. Keep your tire pressure within the recommended range. Underinflated fat tires feel squirmy and eat range. Overinflated ones lose comfort and traction. Check your brake pad thickness every couple of weeks if you ride daily. Keep the chain clean and lightly lubed. It makes the whole drive feel smoother. And always do a short pre-ride check. Tires, brakes, quick releases, lights. 5 minutes prevents headaches later. In my opinion, the Tamobyke V29 Pro hits a sweet spot for riders who want strong torque, big battery capacity, and a confident, cushy ride at neighborhood to city speeds. It's a lively companion for commutes, coffee runs, and evening loops when you want to feel a little jolt every time you twist the grip. It asks you to participate in the ownership, tighten this, tweak that, swap pads sooner than you might expect, but it pays you back with range and smiles. In conclusion, this is a feature-rich fat tire e-bike with a bold look, real power, and practical range, best enjoyed at the speeds where the chassis feels happy. Treat the claimed numbers as targets, tune your setup, ride within its comfort zone, and it can be a great value. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own V29 Pro tips in the comments. Thank you for watching.